Happy Champions League round of 16 day, everybody. And now and now we know the matchups that we'll see next year when the Champions League returns. And boy oh boy, there are some crazy tasty matchups coming up in these knockout stages. I'm really hyped for them. And well, let's get started off with the very first one, and we're gonna talk about Barcelona facing off against Olympique de Lyon. Yeah, we're facing Lyon. We're going to France, everybody. And I'm not necessarily happy with this draw. Like, if you would tell me who would I wanted to face, I would have certainly do not pick Lyon, because Lyon are a team which they got a very good attack. A scary attack in my opinion. They got Nabil Fekir, they got Hassan Maurar, they got Bertrand Traoré, they got Moussa Dembélé, they got Memphis Depay. They got a very good attack that can hurt this Barcelona side. Something that we cannot deal with is pace. Like, we don't have kind of like pace to track back our defense. We got Semedo, which is obviously very pacey. We got Jordi Alba as well, but they normally tend to push upside, and when that happens, we leave so many gaps in defense, and that can hurt us with people like Depay, like Fekir, like Maurar, like Bertrand Traoré. It's gonna be a difficult match. That's the only thing that I want to say. And Piqué, Lenglet, they're not good in La Zancada. Zancada being kind of like those initial first 2-3 steps that they take, you know, like acceleration. They're not too good on that as well. They're not too like agile when turning around. That's gonna hurt us as well. So I feel that we're gonna need our best team. We're gonna need them to be focused if we want to get a win at Lyon. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It's the Champions League. What do you want me to say? Like, really, honestly, I would be happy if we would have gotten Schalke, Roma, or even United, because United, I think we can categorize them at the level of one of those two teams in this day and age. No, but really, yeah, I think it's gonna be a very hard match, to be honest with you. Next up, we got Schalke versus Manchester City. And oh my god, how lucky can Manchester City get every single year? Like, this year they get Schalke, last year they get Basel, and then last year they got what, Dynamo Kiev. So it's kind of like, oh my god, they're lucky. Guardiola is just a lucky man, let's say that, a lucky bald-headed man. And I think City is gonna win this easily. Like, Schalke has not been a shadow of itself from the last season. They've been terrible in the Bundesliga. They've lost key players, and this side just doesn't seem kind of like competitive in my eyes. So in my case, Manchester City are gonna demolish them. Not exactly easily, perhaps kind of like a 2-0 win away and then like a 3-0 win at home. Definitely not a 5-0 win or anything, like kind of like what they did to Basel last year. So in that sense, it may be a little bit more entertaining for the neutral viewer, but certainly I thought this game could have been had so much potential, you know, like a Manchester City. You could see City versus kind of like anything really, like a Bayern, not like a Bayern Munich. You could see them kind of like against Atlético. That would have been absolutely insane, but no, we had to go and watch them against an easy team like Schalke. And don't worry guys, because we are certainly going to have amazing partidazos like this one. This is a banger, Atlético Madrid versus Juventus. And to basically get the prediction for this game is really difficult. It's absolutely difficult because we just take a look at kind of like both two teams that have good defense and a decent attack both up top. Not decent, they got very good attack, but if we add up both like the attack and defense of each individual team, I think Juventus have a little bit more. Atletico Madrid kind of like has to rely on the defense, because up top they got Griezmann, they got Costa. Costa has not been firing this season. Lemar has not been the Lemar we all want him to be. Gelson Martins, not as good. Martin, sorry. And then you got Angelito Correa, probably one of the most kind of like underrated players in that Cholo side. So they got stuff, but it's not as good as what Juventus can do. And the most important thing for me with Juventus is that they can change it up. They got Cristiano Ronaldo up top. They can go with kind of like long balls with Mandzukic. They can kind of do a hard kind of like a hard-working kind of like center forward with Mandzukic as well. They can push him down further back. They can put Dybala in that position instead of Mandzukic. They can go with the two kind of like fast left and right wingers with Douglas Costa and Juan Cuadrado, so they can turn it up. They have so many different game plans and so many different ways to hurt Atlético Madrid. If one thing is not working, they can just try another one, and it's really unpredictable what they're gonna put out. With the case of Atlético Madrid, you know what you are getting. So for me, that's the main thing, and I think that Juventus may win this battle. But certainly one thing that also Atlético Madrid has is that they're gonna have that motivation, because the final is gonna be playing at the Wanda Metropolitano, and the Cholo Simeone has said that probably this is their year that they need to try to give it all. So it's gonna be difficult, but my winner for this knockout tie is gonna be Juventus. And moving on, we're going to be taking a look at Manchester United versus PSG. And, oh boy, Manchester United fans, if you're ever watching this video, please comment down below what do you feel. I'm really eager to hear what you have to say about this game, because, you know, in this channel, I do not rate... The thing is that I do not rate Mourinho. I rate United. Yes, they're an amazing club, but I don't rate Mourinho. And here's the problem for you. And I think that this will just kind of be the pinnacle of how bad this season has been for United, and especially Mourinho. Because against PSG, Mbappe, you got Neymar, Cavani, Draxler, Verratti, Di Maria. You got every single player, I think, in that team. And they're gonna find it easy, I think, in my opinion, to beat someone like United. But yet again, United are a team that, surprisingly, they've been very lucky this Champions League. They got in that win against Juventus. They got that handball winky face against Young Boys. So I don't know, they may have something in them to get the win against Paris Saint-Germain. And the thing here is that another thing that United fans kind of like can hold on is that United do park the bus, and against a team like PSG, that's the only thing you could really do. You can outplay them. You have the players to try and outplay PSG, but Mourinho in a million years will do that. He would not do that. So you can park the bus, and you park the bus very good. You know, if there's a team that can park the bus, is Atlético Madrid or you. So you have to kind of like rely on not making mistakes, because we've seen time again that either De Gea makes a mistake or your defense makes a mistake. So if you remain focused for this game, you may try to get something out of it, especially at Old Trafford. You know, I think that that's gonna be the key game for United here. If they can manage to put the scoreboard 0-0, then anything can happen at the Parc des Princes. So you have to be very careful with what you do in that very first game. But having said that, I think PSG are gonna win this game. I think they're gonna win this elimination. It's easy for Paris Saint-Germain if they really turn up. But that's the other thing. Are they gonna turn up? And next up, we take a look at Spurs versus Dortmund, and this has to be a banger as well. Like, I think the luckier team of this draw has to be basically Spurs, because they have avoided some very difficult teams coming in second. But that doesn't mean that Dortmund is not going to be insane, because Dortmund, I just look at Dortmund and think like, you know, kind of like you don't want to get in a fight with those guys that are just crazy, that are just basically crazy and can do anything. That's Dortmund for me. They've got a wonderful team this year, and they're obviously over-exceeding expectations. But that's the thing. They got a team that are doing exactly that. So they got an amazing form. They're the best informed team in Europe right now, and they can really hurt this Tottenham side. Really, they can really hurt them. And the main thing for me here is that I can see Dortmund scoring a goal definitely at Wembley. That's gonna happen certainly, but I don't know if the same is gonna happen with Spurs at the Signal Iduna Park. So my winner for this game is going to be Dortmund. I feel that these are kind of like Dortmund is going to be the dark horse of this competition in my eyes. They're really going to be, so I'm gonna go with Dortmund. Then we got one which I don't think anybody's excited for unless you are from Roma or you are from Porto. And that is Roma versus Porto. And this game, to be honest with you, it's not bad. Like, it's not bad. If this game comes up with like kind of Barcelona-Lyon, you're certainly gonna be watching Barcelona-Lyon, not Roma-Porto. That's a given. But this game also has kind of like its own flavor, because we got Porto, a team which I feel are also kind of like in that bracket of Dortmund, because they have been surprising a lot in the Champions League this season. And there's one more team which I feel I can put in this title, and I'm gonna be talking afterwards. But in the case with Porto, I feel they're gonna beat Roma. Roma have, similar to Schalke, they have not been the same team they've been before. They've been managed to go through their group, but just similar to Schalke as well, because their competition wasn't as heavy basically. So in my eyes, I've gotta go with Porto in this one. Porto have demolished for the group. They've eaten everything in their path, so Porto has to be the guy here to come up top. And now, who are the 3 times champions of Europe going to face? They're going to be facing Ajax. Ajax, Ajax, Ajax. I love this team, not only because they got obviously De Jong, the league and all of that, but mainly because in the sense that they play so good. They really put good performances in them, and they have that spirit back again to try and get that win always. And I loved Ajax since the moment we saw them kind of like get back into the spotlight, obviously after reaching the final in that Europa League against Manchester United. And now I feel that this is their time to try to like progress once again in the Champions League. They've gone up a level, I think, in quality, certainly with the players they have right now. Hakim Ziyech, oh, what a player. Dusan Tadic is doing absolute beaters in Eredivisie and also in the Champions League. He has gotten like 4 goals in the last 4 games for Ajax. That's insane. So coming up with against Real Madrid, I think it's going to be difficult. But I think that Ajax could win this realistically. I'm not trying to say this because I'm a Barcelona fan and people are going to call me biased, but in terms of performances and how teams are playing collectively, Ajax are better than Real Madrid at this current moment. Real Madrid got so many problems. It seems that Solari has not managed to fix them all. They got an Isco that doesn't want to be there. They got so many different stuff that can really hurt their performances. And if we take a look at how they can get back to it from this moment, day and age, until that game, there is certainly something that they can change. It's something that they can try and try to kind of like get better at. But Ajax overall, I think they're going to continue this run of form, and I will not be surprised if Ajax win this one against Real Madrid. It's going to be tough if they want to try and do this, but if there's a team to give an upset in this round of 16, it's going to be Ajax. And then finally, probably the match of the round of 16, Liverpool versus Bayern Munich. And woo! This is going to be a very good game. Liverpool have, of course, Roberto Firmino, Salah, Mané, and they have, for me, in my eyes, been kind of like a team which I didn't know if they're going to be as good as they were before, but I feel that they are reaching kind of that moment where they're really consolidating themselves, kind of like a top European club as well, because we see their win against United and they show that resilience, they show that commitment, and Klopp have really put the attitude into those players. For me, the big question was against PSG, where they're going to be able to win them, and the same against Napoli. And they're getting those against, they didn't get the result against PSG, but they did manage to get the result against Napoli. They did manage to get the result against Manchester United. So I just see that, and I see a competitive team once again. I see a team that Klopp has got them believing. And for me, that's the most important thing. When you believe that you're the best team in the world, then you can do absolutely anything. And Liverpool right now, for me, believe that they can be the best team in the world. And for me, they're going to be having not an easy battle, but certainly one which they can win against Bayern Munich, because once again, these Bayern Munich, like similar to Real Madrid, have gotten many problems, and if they don't get anybody in the winter transfer window, then it's going to be spelling up some kind of big trouble for them, because their basically whole squad is aging. They don't really have that pace and that dynamism that they had before. And I feel that if Liverpool can go at them at those spaces, certainly with Ribery and Robben when they leave of space, or going at Alaba and Joshua Kimmich or either Rafinha, that's when Liverpool can get the win. And I just see Liverpool winning this game much more than I see Bayern Munich trying to get that win, especially taking into account that the very first game is at Anfield. We can see something very similar to what we saw with Manchester City in the round of 16. We can see Liverpool demolishing them at home and then taking the game at the Allianz Arena, and then either getting a win, a draw, or kind of like losing, but not as much as they got the win at Anfield. So basically, for me, Liverpool, they have got all the advantage to win this tie. So hopefully guys you have enjoyed this video, this reaction to the round of 16, and certainly I'm gonna be waiting for you to watch that game. I'm gonna be seeing if I can save up some money to go to one of these games, especially Barcelona. That would have been an amazing game. Let's see if there's in the next round probably a Barcelona versus, I don't know, Liverpool, or Barcelona versus City, and I can actually go watch them easier because they're in the same place where I am in the UK. So yeah, I'm very excited for the round of 16. Leave me your comments down below. Leave me which is the game you want to see the most, and what do you think of obviously Barcelona's draw in this round of 16. And nothing, that's gonna be everything for right now guys, and see you in the next one. Take care, ciao, enjoy your Champions League round of 16 draw day. Eat some pie or ice cream, I don't know.